Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about Lamine Yamal and the future of FC Barcelona, because it has been said that on July 13th, 2025, Lamine Yamal will be signing a new long-term contract with FC Barcelona because he is going to be turning 18 years old. That contract is going to include a €1 billion release clause, which is going to lock him down as a key part of Barcelona's future. And I think that the biggest news for today is going to be not just his renewal, but the fact that Barcelona, Joan Laporta and Hansi Flick are agreeing, right, as a collective, that Lamine Yamal is going to be wearing the legendary number 10 shirt next season, just like players like Lionel Messi did between 2007 or 8 all the way until 2021. Right? It's a big deal. It's a big responsibility. I believe that this move of lending Yamal the number 10 shirt is like a symbolic and strategic move that's really going to show that Barcelona, this brand, does trust Lamine Yamal. Obviously, branding wise, this is really going to help the club because everybody's going to be looking at Yamal. Having the number 10 shirt. A lot of kids are going to want this. A lot of people are going to be saying, okay, who is the best player of FC Barcelona, right? People who maybe are watching Barcelona for the first time or looking at football for the first time, they're going to be saying, yes, this number 10 here for FC Barcelona, his name is Lamine Yamal. Oh yeah, I believe that this guy is good. Everybody's saying that he's good, that he deserves the number 10 position. It's a huge responsibility sportingly, from a marketing standpoint, and I believe that, mentally for Lamine Yamal, it's going to be a lot, because you don't just hand the number 10 shirt to anybody, right? Barcelona did a mistake one time, and that was by giving Ansu Fati the number 10 shirt back in 2020 or 2021. And unfortunately, Ansu Fati was unable to deliver. But after seeing Lamine Yamal be so consistent for 2 seasons straight, and after seeing such a monumental season under Hansi Flick, and maybe even winning the Ballon d'Or and competing against Dembélé, obviously, they want to give Yamal the number 10 shirt. So here's the thing. If we're really going to do this, if we're really going to make this extra step and do this move and just, give him the number 10, I believe that it's not just that. It cannot just be by giving Lamine Yamal the number 10 shirt and just say, okay, Barcelona's not going to be good. Yamal is going to play even better because he's going to be given this role to be the creator, the one who gives the assist, the one who gives the goals. It's not just that. It's not just giving Yamal the number 10 shirt and that's it, and expect for great results. Going into next season, we have to continue with the exact same attitude. And what is that exact same attitude or approach? And that is by keeping competitive players around Lamine Yamal for not even next season, bro, but for the next 5 to 6 to 7 years. You keep competitive players around Lamine Yamal if you want to get the best out of Yamal. It's not just simply giving him the number 10 shirt and that's it. You do nothing more. You must keep competitive players, and you cannot keep him I would just say, you cannot let him feel like he made it. You cannot make him feel like he's just, okay, I just have to provide this level and nothing more. I don't have to improve or progress my game or nothing else, because I have already been given the number 10 shirt. I have the best contract in the world. You cannot make Yamal feel like he made it. You must continue with the competitive spirit around FC Barcelona. And the reason why this conversation is so important is because if we go back, let's just say, for example, I would just pull out the Neymar era between 2013 all the way until 2017. I believe that when Neymar came in, he did in some capacity change the culture of FC Barcelona inside the locker room, meaning for the first time in a very long time, we had a player in the locker room that felt like they were bigger than they actually were, and they gave that I would just say that I'm the boss type of attitude, which was not good. When Luis Enrique came in 1 season later after Neymar came in, Neymar did perform better, right? Because we saw Neymar, really progress his game in his second season at FC Barcelona in terms of numbers and assists. So these things do work. You bring the right coach, you get the best out of that specific player, right? Just like how Hansi Flick got the best out of Rafinha and the best out of Lamine Yamal. But the thing is that I think that if I could really try to backtrack to 2014, 2015, I remember there were some stories about Luis Enrique having too much control, which is okay with me. I believe that the coach should have all the control in the world. But to Neymar, it was too much control, and Neymar did not like that. He said, look, I have the marketing, I have the branding, I have the goals, I play so sexy on the field, and I just don't want Luis Enrique to give me all this control because I want to play my own game, right? That was the type of I would just say, feeling that was going on within this club, and especially, yes, in the 2014-2015 season where we did win everything. It eventually led towards Neymar leaving in 2017, because at the end of the day, right, if Neymar truly did care about sporting success, he would have stayed at Barcelona. Neymar moved to PSG because of two reasons. One, because he wanted more money, and two, because he wanted to be the light of the club, right? He wanted to be in the spotlight, and he wanted the number 10, just like what we're giving Lamine Yamal this summer, right? So these players do want it, and sometimes it can hurt the player, because sometimes these players want something that may not be good for them in the long run. And so I think that if Neymar were to have stayed at Barcelona, he would have been much more successful. He would have probably even still been in Europe through the because at the end of the day, like, Luis Enrique probably would have also stayed. Because I do think that one of the reasons why Luis Enrique left is because he also lost Neymar. A lot of the people were not listening to Luis Enrique, and even in the sporting department, it was just too much, right? A lot of players started to come in and say, "Nah, I don't want to do this. Like, it's just too much control." And like, Neymar was lacking discipline at one point, and a lot of the players started to copy that, and it eventually led towards Luis Enrique leaving, right, in 2017, which was a really strong hit for Barcelona, because look at Luis Enrique today with PSG. This guy is one hell of a manager. So it was like, it was insane. So Neymar did like the discipline eventually. He skipped the tactical talks. He arrived late. It negatively impacted the group. And I believe that this ego-driven behavior that Neymar had, it did hurt Barcelona's identity and long-term success, because a lot of players started to copy the same damn thing. And when you switch out the coach as well, it's over. And I'm not speaking this just based off conspiracies or whatever. We can speak on the results. Look at what happened to Barcelona post 2017. Between 2017 all the way until 2021, we went downhill. We reached rock bottom, right? So it was a mix of all things, right? Obviously, it's not just Neymar's fault and all these things. Bartomeu was also in the mix, but it did hurt Barcelona. And so what lessons can we take away from that? I believe that with Hansi Flick and Joan Laporta now in the management positions for the financial reasons, the sporting reasons, we have to protect Lamine Yamal and his development and the players that we surround him with, right? We have to make sure that Yamal knows that if he takes a certain route or thinks a certain way, it can lead towards bad things. And we have seen bad examples of that in the past 7 to 10 years. Yamal, I believe that Yamal right now, he just thrive in Barcelona's current environment, right? Right now it's working. I just don't want it to change later, right? Yeah, Yamal with the players that he works with, like Rafinha, who works extremely hard, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Lewandowski, who is trying to keep himself very athletic at the age of 37 years old. These group of players does help Lamine Yamal and him becoming better, staying humble, working hard with his teammates, being grounded, being ambitious, right? He needs to be around players who have elite work ethic, right? Not around players who have the best talent in the world. You want Yamal to be around the players who, yes, have in some capacity talent, but most importantly, 110% work ethic. Because there's this saying that says, like, you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Let me repeat that. You are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with. With Lamine Yamal, it is no different. You must surround yourself with the most hardworking people. And I believe that not only is this going to make Yamal thrive more, but make Barcelona achieve further success under Hansi Flick. And so, once again, I'm not speaking based off like theory, and I'm not speculating that this could work. Like, this is actual evidence, right? We need to work on actual evidence. Removing Yamal from this type of ecosystem is going to hurt his development. And I know that because when we saw Messi back in 2014, 2015, 2016 under Luis Enrique, this guy was on top of the world. This guy was not even a football player at that point. He was an alien. But when he went to Argentina later that summer, he lacked the support structure. And you did not see the best of Messi with Argentina. And that's why Argentina underdelivered and Messi underdelivered. It's because those players that he was surrounded by, no support structure. And if those players play lazy, Messi also played lazy. That's just how it was. And that's why Argentina could not do anything. But once Scaloni came in, he picked the right players. He brought in players like Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, De Paul. All of these players, Otamendi, like all these Argentinian players, and just rejuvenated, restructured Argentina. Look at what happened with Argentina. They finally won the World Cup, and it's a very competitive team, a team that runs so much, that plays very good football, that would die for the Argentinian badge. We see the same thing with this Barcelona team because these players like to die for this Barcelona badge. And with Lamine Yamal, he's only thriving off of this ecosystem. So I think that's the word, right? It's the ecosystem. Yamal has to be under the right ecosystem. He must. You take him away from that, it's over. You take him to a team like Manchester United, it's over. You take him to a team like maybe Real Madrid, it's over. It's done. So give Yamal the 10, but understand that that's not the final move. You cannot make Yamal feel content. You cannot make him feel like bigger than he actually is. It's a very dangerous move, but it's a move that I think could work well if given the right instructions and you take the right steps. And most importantly, I think that moving forward beyond Yamal, right? When we do want to make signings in the summer of 2025, 2026, I'm sure Joan Laporta wants to make big statement signings for his next and potential third presidency. Barcelona must for sure avoid signing players who disrupt the locker room, no matter the talent. If, for example, my favorite player, Musiala, is a player who goes into the locker room and he's like, come on, dude, like, let's just, like, it's too much control and, the coach is too toxic and it's horrible and let's just go party, let's go relax ourselves, or you're on social media too much. I don't want you in my club. That's poison. And so we cannot have that, right? Cristiano Ronaldo did not reach the top because he wanted to party every weekend, because he went on social media every weekend, or because he skipped training sessions every weekend or every day, Monday through Friday. Ronaldo reached the top because he worked extremely hard and he was consistent, and Yamal has to take that type of advice. And the same thing with Messi. So we have to keep Yamal happy, growing. If Yamal himself, maybe it's not a worry anymore, and we see that Yamal, his whole personality and the way that he thinks is competitive, and no matter what happens, he'll always remain competitive. We have to keep him happy by giving him a competitive project, because even Messi, as competitive as he was, and as much as he loved FC Barcelona, let's remember what happened in 2020. He wanted to leave Barcelona because he did not see a competitive project at Barcelona anymore, and he wanted to win, which is why he wanted to go to a team like Manchester City, a team and a club that was competitive financially and sportingly. So there's a lot of things, man. There's a lot of things that you have to really think about beyond just giving Yamal the number 10 shirt. So provide a competitive project, and I hope that Joan Laporta and Hansi Flick can give that. I have no question. I think that they will. I hope so. Obviously, there's not like a 100% certainty, but I am 99% sure that Joan Laporta and Hansi Flick have this whole project on lockdown. And if you were to ask me, right, taking away the context of what Barcelona can financially afford and everything else, and we just think about what players would best represent this project that Hansi Flick is building and what best complements Lamine Yamal on the field, a player that I would highly recommend is Julian Alvarez to reinforce the striker position. I really do think that if you bring a ball winner, somebody who has high work ethic, where he gets his work ethic from Argentina, by the way, from Scaloni, and also Diego Simeone, and somebody who can score goals, Julian Alvarez could really complement playing between Yamal and Rafinha. And Julian Alvarez, to me, is a Hansi Flick type of player. I would really like to see, right, going into the next season, Joan Laporta making the big statement signing, which is Julian Alvarez, and having Yamal on the right, Rafinha on the left, Julian up top, and the number 10 position being Fermin Lopez. Because Fermin Lopez, to me, is really starting to become a starting material, somebody who complements Lamine Yamal as well. Look at what happened in the past two matches. Fermin Lopez and Yamal work wonders together, and I hope that maybe Hansi Flick sees that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Hansi Flick says, no, I still think that Dani Olmo is the number one because he has high technicality, but as of now, Fermin looks more like a Hansi Flick type of player than Dani Olmo. So I think that going into the next season, if Fermin is also consistent through the preseason and he does not get sold, because I don't think that he will, Fermin, Yamal, Julian Alvarez, and Rafinha can give you so much. It gives you that competitive environment, that great ecosystem. So Yamal's success in the end will depend on his professionalism, physical durability. I'm surprised that Yamal has not gotten injured. I don't want to jinx anything, bro. I'm surprised, to be honest, that Yamal has not gotten injured at all. I mean, yeah, he got injured earlier this year, but it wasn't for that long. This guy has not gotten I don't want to speak about it, but a long-term injury. And I hope that he just continues to really work on himself, get stronger, obviously, right? You're going to eventually meet players like Bastoni again. You're going to meet players like Guardiola again, Rudiger again, and you must be stronger. These these, Jonathan Tah. I hope that Jonathan Tah is with us, but like, if he ends up going to Bayern, you want to be able to really become durable when they want to like try to tackle you, try to get physical, try to get the ball away from you. Somebody like Messi mastered this. His low center of gravity, it's really hard to take the player to take the ball away from the player and take the player away from the ball. It goes both ways. Yamal has to get stronger. He must I would say get better in terms of I would just say his speed. I think speed would really help him as well. I think that right now, like if we were to think about, like if we were to compare Messi and Yamal, I would say that Messi was faster with the ball than Yamal is today. I think Yamal is faster without the ball compared to Messi, but with the ball, Messi was faster. So maybe Yamal can improve in that type of department. I would just say maybe also get better with his right foot, right? Messi also got better with his right foot. In terms of like aerial duels and like trying to win those balls like in the air, I would say that it's not really that important. I mean, obviously, if you add that into your arsenal, it's gonna just make you better, like how it did with Ronaldo. Ronaldo took no excuses. Ronaldo said, "I'm gonna get better with my left foot, my right foot, with my head, and everything." But it's not that mandatory. I think that Yamal, all in all, needs to get faster athletically, have a better lower center of gravity, being able to protect the ball when you're playing against players who are like 6 to 7 inches taller than you. So let's see, man. Let's see. This is going to be the bottom line. Giving Lamine Yamal the number 10 shirt marks a new era for sure. And I believe that it is the right move. But it does come with pressure and responsibility that I hope Yamal can take well. And, even if Hansi Flick does not stay with us after, let's just say, for example, 4 seasons and he leaves in 2029, for example, I pray and I hope that Barcelona hire the correct coaches to continue to guide Yamal towards the right direction. Meaning, I hope that Pep Guardiola comes after Hansi Flick, hopefully maybe in 2030, to improve Lamine Yamal's game. And if not, Luis Enrique, right? Because Lamine Yamal needs that. He needs that good, great, strong foundation that no matter what, after he turns 25, he's going to remain competitive no matter what and be, I would just say, committed to Barcelona no matter what. And so to help him succeed in the short term and in the medium term, Barcelona must protect the team culture, avoid any past mistakes, and surround him with the right people. And if managed well, my friends, I'm telling you, Yamal won't carry the number 10 shirt. And, it's not just going to be that. He's going to carry the number 10 shirt and he's going to define a generation of Barcelona football. It's going to be insane. So I'm ready for it. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one.